Hello everyone! Oh gosh, so many tech issues today. Actually finally back. Fingers crossed. This webcam seems to be a little bit more reliable, so we'll see how that goes. Apologies also, I have my mic up a lot because I'm quite a distance away from my mic at the moment. So let's see how this goes. I might turn down the music so I'm a little louder. Yeah, mic's a little compromised today, but we'll do something fun, do something cool. I can see chat even though I'm not sitting at a desk. What? Crazy. Anyways, let's jump over. Welcome to my garage. Hi. Here's my little resin station. This is where the magic happens. I have some rags. I realize you won't be able to see this very well, so maybe we need to adjust that. Let's zoom out a little bit. So I'm gonna do this real quick. You better see the sides, unfortunately. But I got a little more room, so I can put my rag here. Super handy for resin, because it's a little messy. So I've got one there. I've got another one here. That's all good. Oh, okay. Thank you. How's that? Put my sleeves up. Alrighty. Cool. Adjust that a little bit. Alright, that's probably going to be way too loud. How's that? Is that better? There we go. Surely that's better. I've got it bumped up to like 20. So you're now going to be able to hear the whole neighborhood. Cool. Sweet. So I have my rags. This is my little station. That's where the magic happens. Underneath this cloth is all of my fun stuff, I guess. That's what you'd call it. Yeah, I'd love to get a little tour, but it's can only see up here. So we'll deal with that. Anyways, I guess I could peel open the there's a lid on top of this actually, so if we just carefully pull this out really carefully, I can peel it open. Ta-da! Yay! There's some fun stuff in here. I've got a bunch of pigments, liquid pigments, powder pigments, some stuff that we can put inside the resin while it's doing its thing. Anyways, hopefully the cars aren't too loud. I have to have the garage door, not that you can see it, but you'll be able to hear it. I have to have it propped open because resin is smelly. Safety. I'm not playing with it now, so that's okay. We don't need to have any protective gear on at the moment. Alright, I don't have a lot of control over how loud it's gonna be, so apologies. We doing our best here today. Doing our best today. Alright. Here's my, I feel like a YouTuber. Be like, here's my tin. It's a Miffy tin from the Netherlands. My very good friend that lives in Norway sent it to me this year. Had really delicious chocolate in it, but of course I ate it. But she bought it with the intention that I would use it for something. So, ta-da! This is what I use it for. Yeah, these are the molds. So you've got, yeah, you've got all of the molds in there. That's what they look like, pretty much. And then they have a little lid. It looks like this. That's the hole to get the excess resin out. feel like I really have to do the YouTuber thing. Yeah, nice, cool. So unfortunately, normally the dice sets are like 7. But for whatever reason, these kits don't give you a 7th mold. And I generally have 2 going at the same time. So I've never actually made a full 7th set ever. Yeah, because I used to have only 1 going at a time, but I was kind of learning for a little while how much actual resin you need to make dice. It's not a lot. It's really not a lot. Yeah, so that's my molds. We'll use those later. I've got 2 sets in there, so we'll do 2 sets today. Because it's a bit of an occasion. Takes a while to make dice. Anyways, we're gonna go digging into my bag. My bag of bags. Actually, my bag of dice. Now, this is not my real bag of dice. I have a bag of dice. Maybe I'll show it sometime. Not today, though. Today, we're having a dice tour. Welcome to all the dice I've made. So this is my first ever set. We'll flip it over so you can see. Hopefully the reflections aren't too bad. Might pop it out of the bag. Have a little baggy bag tour. Put it in this hand so they don't fall out. Ta-da! They're probably one of my favorites, even though they were the first dice I ever made. So I made these with my best friend. We came to this very garage, this very spot, and together we made dice. Yeah, super cute. I can actually show you what their dice kind of look like, because I have some fun little, like, I don't know, resin residue, bunch of stuff, that I like to keep from the cups. Anyways, I'll pull this out of my cup. It's probably good ASMR for this. Okay, so this one is mine. No spoilers there. It's quite shiny actually. So I haven't sanded this side at all because it's nice and shiny. But I've attempted to sand this side. It's not as nice and shiny. It's a lot. Oh, and there's some resin stock on it. It's a lot rougher. I could fix that, I think. But yeah, that's what mine looked like. I haven't touched Besties. But Besties came out a little nicer. There's not a divot there, so I reckon this would make a nice paperweight for them for their like watercolors. They don't actually know that I have this, and I forgot about it until last night when I was cleaning this out, and I went, oh yeah. But they have some nice flecks in there, and like an ultramarine kind of color. Yeah. Anyways, I obviously don't have their dice set to show you. But it's pretty. It's pretty, I can show you. The next set of dice I made was these. I think. These like red ones here. They're quite nice too. Pull them out for a bit. There we go. They're quite nice. Nice and red. Used a lot of red pigment and red paint, and then I think there was some black in there. Some of my pigments are a little bit iridescent. Oh, not iridescent. Duochrome. That's the word. Dice down! Where did it go? Oh. Where's my dice gone? No! Where'd it go? Uh-oh. Is it over here? Oh, that's alright. We'll find it later. That's okay. Then I bought my white liquid pigment. And ta-da! I made pastel dice. Now I wanted to do something called what do you call it? Dirty pour. With these. and it kind of worked. There's some really nice swirls in there. But working with liquid pigment is way worse than like white pigment powder. Anyways, this is my next set. They're quite pretty. So this is my attempt of a dirty pour. It's a very poor attempt at a dirty pour because I actually bought black for this, but you cannot see any swirls at all. It's purely just pigment. And it's very dark, so I probably should use lighter colors if I'm going to use black, and mix those with white so you can see them. That was the next one. So a lot of these are painted but not finished, because I'm lazy and I don't finish things. Some of these aren't finished, so this is the next set that I did. I really like these. These are really pretty. The kind of purple color that came out of these, so nice, so nice. I want to recreate this, but unfortunately it has a lot of bubbles in it, so it looks really similar to another set that I've actually bought for myself, so I'm very proud that it looks kind of similar. I'm like, I can do that, yeah. Gratification. This set isn't in a baggie, because this is when I tried to use a dark pigment and white to do another acrylic pour, but it horridly failed because I used too much white pigment. So it hasn't actually dried properly. So I need to seal it with some more resin. So that's staying in containment there for now. And this is the latest dice that I did, I think back in, gosh, like March or something? I did these in March. So these are a specific inspiration. They're actually, ta-da, so pretty. They're actually for a character, the very character I was drawing on Tuesday. That guy. So the idea of these is I really like the bone. This is probably the best one I can show at the moment. I really like the bone look, where it looks matte and it's like a bone, where they're two different colors. So I tried to, or attempted to. It's not really that obvious, but maybe this is probably the best one to see, sort of. If we can get it to focus there a little. It's darker on the outside than it is on the inside. It's super subtle, because unfortunately I used colors that are very close to each other. But yeah, I don't want this to be shiny and glossy. So I've been working on buffing it out with some sanding paper to make it nice and smooth, but not shiny. Anyways, these are actually the new paints. So there you go. Ta-da! They're really nice. So shout out to my partner for dealing with me the other day when I was being grumpy. 'Cause these are nice. Thank you. Okay, dig around in here. So this is what me attempting to use the other, like, yellow, that didn't have a thinner in it. So it's just yucky. It's gross. So we're gonna fix that later at some point. But yeah, that's the dice that we've been working on so far, that we've got so far. So let's scoop some dice out of the way, shall we? I'm gonna put this away. That's the dice tour. Apologies and you're welcome. Now, I'll have a little look. Where is that? There it is. Yeah, today's music is nothing you've ever heard on this stream before. Yep, I realized that, you know what, I can just listen to whatever the hell I want. It doesn't have to be, royalty free or whatever. So this is my bossy playlist. It's a whole bunch of songs from like bossa nova playlists and stuff. I don't know what any of these song titles are, so apologies in advance. Anyways, today we're gonna do something fun. I don't actually know what I'm gonna do, but a bit of a sketchbook tour. Welcome to my sketchbook. I like to fill my sketchbook with stickers from when I have it. So this is an Ecliptic one. It's a bit of an oldie. It's seen better days. I don't actually have the new Ecliptic one on here, to be honest. But we got Olivia's art. It's very pretty. Some stuff from New York. So that's from New York. That's from... A lot of these are from Toronto. Yeah. Same here. Some other fun stickers. Some other people's games and stuff. But yeah. I'm not going to show you what's inside my sketchbook because... Yeah, secrets. Ooh, Ecliptic. Oh, another Ecliptic. Spoilers. Other mysterious game? What? Maybe talk about that sometime. More Ecliptic stuff. Ooh. Great. Now, I'm gonna flip the page because while I have a blank page here, the other page has got some Ecliptic stuff on it, so let's just skip that, shall we? Now what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna leave this here. There we go. And then, ta-da! Here's my eggplant pencil case. I got this from Daiso in Tokyo. It's adorable and soft. It houses all of my nice Japanese pens and pencils. So what we're gonna need today is my Kurotoga. I really do feel like a YouTuber doing this. This is my Kurotoga. It's nice. It's really nice. I got my partner into these because they're nice. This is the 0.5. It is by Uni and it's called Kurotoga. Essentially there's a mechanic in this little part where it just slightly turns every time you use the pencil, just to keep the lead sharp. It does have special lead in it to do that. But yeah, and then this is your classic eraser. I don't remember what it's called, but it's the Japanese one, because I mean, duh, I lived there, so of course I have that stuff. And then welcome to my newly bought pencil case. Thanks, Kmart. That houses all of my Polychromos pencils, my favorite pastels. So we're gonna use them today to figure out what on earth we should do. Now, alright, let's take stock of what I've actually got in here, shall we? So we're gonna take this off very carefully. Very, very carefully. Put that down there. Yeah. Plop. Whoa. Cool. Okay, so that's black. That's the white one. I have to be careful with these. Got to use eyedroppers because they are so messy. They're so messy. Okay. Now, probably the best way to see this pigment is on the bottom. So this is my purple blue one. It's quite difficult to see that it turns blue, but that's probably the best angle I can show you that that's duochrome. This is black, just a carbon black. Sometimes you need that. This is one of my favorites. It's bright red. This isn't a duo shift. It's just red. It's nice though. I like it. And then this is my white one. Clearly I use this quite a lot. It's a pearl color, but yeah, I use this quite a bit actually. Yeah, it's difficult to show these. I really need to do like a swatch on the top. Maybe I'll do that another time. But essentially I have gold, I have a grey, we've got pink, kind of like a fluoro pink. We've got a fluoro lime, sometimes you can see them a little. A blue, we've got another blue, a little bit more of a green, to be honest. An emerald green, so like a nice solid green. And magenta, which skews a bit more purple. Right. Now, I used to have a reference on my phone of what these color swatches looked like. So maybe I can find that again. Maybe we can find those. Do I have those somewhere still? Maybe not. That's a shame. They're quite handy. That's alright, I'll just have to make them again. Anyways, so, I might take a little sip of my tea. Maybe. I want to do like a dual one. So I think what I might do is my brand new cup. Yahoo! I'm gonna mix the main color here, and then I'm gonna pour them into two here, and then pour it in. And then maybe the next one will be a dirty pour, because I don't have enough cups at the moment to do a fresh batch. But I do want to try a dirty pour again, so I think that's a plan. But what duo? I think the best way is probably to just flip these over. I don't have an idea. And then I'll have some inspiration for what I've already done. Yeah, and then I've got my purple set. So I'm thinking maybe we play around with a green. I don't have like a full green set. So maybe we do like a green and a black. Kind of a spooky Halloween vibe. And then maybe I haven't done this in a very, very long time, but put some cool kind of YouTuber time, cool glitter in there. This is orange glitter. And then maybe some pearlescent. Yeah. I think that's a vibe. Cool. That's sorted. Sometimes I would draw this out, but I think today that's a pretty solid idea, so we're just gonna go with that. To be honest, yeah. I'm refraining from singing. I listen to this playlist like all the time. It's my working playlist. And like some of the songs are in Japanese. So I'm just refraining. Okay, so I'm thinking I've got this wooden box, so I think maybe I will use that to rest the dice on so I can move it around later. So we're gonna move my cups. I'm gonna move that. So we're gonna move these out for the minute. So we're gonna need these. So what are we gonna need? We're gonna need black. I'm gonna need white. We're going to need these. These are super handy. Bought these yesterday. They're great. They are definitely not meant for what I'm using them for. They're Mr. Spoons from the Mr. series. Mr. Spoons and Sticks. They're great. I'm gonna use them today. So I think I need a little guy. Let's use the little guys today. Now I don't actually use plastic anymore with my resin because apparently it creates bubbles, and I'm on an ever quest to prevent bubbles. So I use wooden pebble pop sticks now in an attempt to stop that. We also am going to need a white and a black. One of those. Hello, Mr. Fly. Gonna need this. So this orange on here. What else are we going to need? Oh, the green, of course. So I think maybe we'll pull out the turquoise. I'm not quite sure why. The best way is to pull off the caps, but it's kind of scary doing that. Gray, that's probably fine. Green, that's the one I was looking for. And I might grab a blue as well, just in case. Okay, cool. And then we need these. We need a new stick. Okay, and then what else do we need? I'm thinking one of these, though it might be a little much. Maybe the black one. We'll give that a go today. Cool. Okay, I think that's all we need today. As far as stuff from the vault. Really giving it a fun name. Alright, well, let's put this on properly. I love this song so much. This is one of my favorites out of the thing. I'm refraining so bad. It's like hurting me. Like it hurts. This hurts. I just want to beep bop, you know? Okay. Alright, cool. Calm myself. Oh, I'm having to refrain. This hurts. I hate this. Ah. This hurts. This sucks. Yeah. I knew this song would come up too. And I was like, maybe I just do it, you know? But I must refrain. Okay, cool. Alright. Oh, it's so addictive though. The funniest thing, you won't even be able to hear this in the VOD though. Okay, cool. That's so good. Okay. Alright, one last sip of my tea before we commit. Commit to the bit. Cool. Okay. I'm removing beep bop for a moment. 'Tis safety time. So I have my mask. Safety. Safe. Gotta roll me sleeves up. I'm wearing clothes that I don't care that I'm gonna get resin on, but generally I would recommend wearing an apron. And also clothes that you don't really care about. Because resin's sticky and it doesn't come out at anything, so be safe, please, if you do this. That's why I have rags. And rags I don't care about. Because I care about my stuff. So, cool. It does also get increasingly hot when you're wearing a mask like this. It sucks. But anyways, I'm going to, I think, resin has like I don't know what you call it. They have a specific name for it. It's like a use time of like 40 minutes, the one I've got, I think. So even though I should generally take a break now, I think maybe we're just gonna power through. Okay, cool. Let's get started. Alrighty, mask back on. Tea has been consumed. Oh. Alright, I am now not allowed to touch anything. Just kidding. Alright, now. My hands are notoriously quite small, so I'm gonna use the hair ties I have to keep this on my hand as best I can. Keep it nice and secure around my hand. Normally I would use tape, but I feel like that's a pain in the ass. Also being mindful about like people walking past and stuff. So awkward. I hate being in public, doing weird things. Okay, that should be good. We are gloved up. Glove ASMR. Okay, cool. So, ta-da! Here we go. I'm gonna flatten this out as best I can. We're gonna leave. Here's my little tray of things. So we're gonna leave it on the staircase beside me here. And I'm gonna move my cups. Okay, what we do need actually, because while I have 40 minutes, it takes me a while to do this stuff, so we're gonna be quick. We're gonna be ready. Also realized that I need to put those on a thing, so we're probably gonna need to borrow that soon at some point. That's cool. We'll make do. Alternatively, I have this lid, so I could use that, I guess. We'll put that. Yeah, you know what? We'll use that. That can be the lid. Sure. That works. Great. Alright, let's set this up, shall we? I freshly washed these today, so they're free of the mistakes of last time. But I guess I don't need to wear my gloves for this, but maybe I'll take one off. I feel like I need a stool. Or just sit down. Mind you, my stool's kind of tall. Okay, so you know what? Maybe I'll just do it on the thing to begin with. How about that? That feels like a good idea. Yeah, it's a bit more stable. Yeah, we'll flip it over. Beautiful, cool. Alright, let's try that again. Now I'm gonna do my best to mix over here. I generally walk around when I do that. So we're gonna try our best. But I might BRB in a moment to grab a seat, because my back's hurting. Just cries in my back hurts. That's a different one. That's a different one. I think that's 1, 2, that's 6. Great. The other ones are gonna live back here. Oh. Alright. Oh no. I might pop that back in there again. Cool. Tip those in. Okay. So what I'm gonna need is this one, this one, this one, this one, and oh, I have a duplicate. Lucky we checked for that. What I need is this one. There we go. I was a little confused because I need that. So let's get rid of the ones that I've already got here. There. That one. Beautiful. Okay, great. Let's get rid of that. Alright. And then I think I'm gonna go get myself a chair. So we're gonna BRB, even though I said I wasn't. We're gonna do that. I'll be back soon. Okay, so I've severely misplaced it. Anyways, we're back. That's okay. I think I may have left it in there, but that's fine. Alright, I'm just gonna grab myself a new one. Alright, I'm gonna throw these on the floor for now. Okay, let's put a new little thing on. Shall we? Because we're gonna handle the resin now. Ooh, spooky. Go. Make sure my hand is nice and secure. Safety! Safety. Great. Okay, so I'm gonna pull out this we're gonna pull out that, and check it out. It's my resin. So this is part B, this is part A. You mix these two together, and voila, a resin. It is called epoxy cast. Working time, that's what it's called. So my working time is an hour. These are very sticky from resin. Super sticky. And these are from Barnes. They are a shop. I think they're online. But they're made in New South Wales, and they have a shop here in Melbourne somewhere. Anyways, my ratio is 1 part A to half part B. That's the ratio. So we're gonna put these down. Now, I am no scientist. I don't do this professionally, so take my words with a grain of salt. But generally, my dice take about like 30 mils, roughly. Oh, we love this one. This one's a good song. Roughly about 30 mils. So, unfortunately, this cup doesn't specifically go there. But you know what it does go to? 1 ounce. So we're gonna be American for a little bit. Check it out. This is called Velocity. I could use these, which do actually have the right amount on them, but I mean, look at that. I can't see anything. Like, I'm not gonna be able to use that for actually pouring out resin anymore. But that's okay. We don't need that. We just need this cup. Now, as I said earlier, I'm gonna pour the untainted mixture here, and then I'm gonna do black and green, because I think my problem is that I'm putting in the black liquid pigment raw, which is probably not a good idea. Probably why it's not setting properly. Girl math. Anywho, let's do some scary stuff, shall we? Alright, so to get 30, I need 20 mils of this. Now, because I don't have a really accurate way of, like, measuring. Oh, no. Check this out. Wait a second. Oh my god. Wait a second. Look at that. You're probably not going to be able to see that. Maybe I'll put my hand there. Look, it's ratios. Wow, I never even thought about that. Oh my god. Never mind. Great. Okay, well, we're going to use 2 to 1 today. So I'm gonna pour. It's a bit tricky. So I'm gonna pour. So I think this will give us more than actually what I need. But that might be okay. Maybe. We'll see. It's a shame they don't go that small, as I need way less than that. As it gets to me about 50. Like 60ish. Which is how much resin I need to use today as a whole, but that's too much for this specific set. Great, cool. Okay, we're just gonna continue eyeballing it, because what can you do? Alright, so I'm gonna have this face me. So now I'm using part A. So I need about 20 mils of part A. This stuff is so sticky. This is why it's really important to wear gloves, and a mask. Ideally eye protection as well, but I'm not working too much. And splash. The best way to course to help with bubbles as well is to pour it from the side as well, apparently. So we're gonna pour it down. no idea if that's enough, but we're gonna work with that. So I'm gonna let that pull down. So I essentially have an hour from now. Okay, so we're just gonna slowly let it sink. Resin. It's so slow. It's all in the name of preventing bubbles. Yeah, it's really slow. Cool. Great, so I think that's more or less dripped down. So we're gonna let it coat the bottom. And let it settle now. So what did that guest us to? So if we let that settle, we have a little looky do. We'll see that we still need a little bit more. So I'm gonna do another dollop. I'm gonna do it from the same spot. That's probably enough this time. Okay. So I'm gonna put that back on so I don't spill it. The irony of this is I'm probably the world's clumsiest person ever. So me working with with resin, which is something I really don't need to spill. It's so funny. It's technically poison. I'm basically a child. Okay. Cool. Sweet, so we're gonna let that settle. And then I think, more or less, we're probably done with part A. So let's have a look. That hasn't fully gone over that side. So we're gonna let it settle now. That's pretty much it. Cool. So now we're gonna go in with, we're gonna go in with the other half. So I'm gonna go in the same spot. So this stuff is a lot more flowy. So I can be a little bit more, a little less cautious. Great, cool. So what did that get us to? That has gotten us 225. Great, so another little dollop there. Slow and easy wins the race with this stuff. Because this is honestly where the most bubbles come in. So I've got us a little higher. So that's about 10. So we want about half of that too, I reckon. So maybe another dollop. A little bit more. There we go. That, I reckon, might be it. How's that looking? Yeah. So I'm looking at this from an angle, so it's a bit hard to see. But I think that's it. Great, cool. Alright, so we are going to continue on. So I want to put this away now, because I don't need any more resin. Nor do I need any of this stuff to get any more sticky than it is already. So, cool. So I'm actually going to pull this closer to me a little bit. Great. Well, now I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna do some fun stuff. Now this is the best to do standing up and slowly. So I'm gonna try and do this in front of you guys, but you just want to be really freaking slow, because this is essentially where the bubbles get created. Now I've managed to prevent a lot of bubbles in the pool, but it's now just about preventing as many as I can in the stir. This is why it has an hour of work time, because ultimately there's a lot of bubbles. So we're just going to keep mixing. So essentially you want the cloudiness to kind of go away. I'm gonna stop mixing the other way. So you want to go as slowly as you can. It's eventually mixing together and creating a nice gloss. So once that cloudiness is kind of gone, this is when it starts to absolutely stink. Hence why wearing a mask is really important here, because it smells so bad. Hence why my garage, the entrance to the house, is closed. I do not want either of my dogs to breathe in this. So I'm trying to break as much of the tension as I can. So we're gonna need some of my rags now. Now, I want to use this paddle pop stick as much as I can. So I'm just gonna wipe the excess resin off. Just to be honest, the more resin on this, the less bubbles it'll create. Cool. So we're gonna put that back. I'm gonna move it out of, I'm gonna create a little quarantine space there. Now, the bubbles are slowly popping, but nothing helps it more than smacking it on something. So bear with me, I'm gonna do this off camera. You're gonna be out here. My apologies, it's gonna spike. Okay, so that's popped a lot of the big bubbles. So hopefully, you're probably not going to be able to see it very well. There's some bubbles in there, but it's not as bad. But it's a different kind of viscosity than what we initially started with. So now that that's kind of fun and being nice to us, we're gonna put some in here. So again, just to prevent bubbles, we're gonna try and pour it in from an angle. Great. Oops. So we're just gonna pull the rest in here. And that's, oops. So there's still some more resin. So we're just gonna pour it as best we can in here. I'm trying not to knock it. That's why it's important for me to sit. Super focus mode. Alright, cool. That's probably as best as we're gonna get. Now there's less bubbles in here, but I'm gonna go smack these off camera. Just again to prevent bubbles. Alright, so there's one big, oh beautiful, it's popped. Great, cool. So, this cup is ready to be used again later. So we're going to do the fun stuff now. Now, let's pop open some of these. So this is what my blue looks like. That's the super blue. Super blue, specifically. And then this is, what's this? Pink. Nope, turquoise. That's what the turquoise looks like. It's a little less blue. And then we've got fluorescent lime. It's not as limey as you think. I think we're going to use that with a bit of emerald. So the emerald's a little more bluey. Like that. That's quite nice. So, I haven't really figured out the best way to like do... Type this down. Okay. I haven't figured out the best way to do like grabbing the pigment out of the bottles, but as far as like these go, it's the droppers. The droppers are the best. Cool. So here we go. Oh no! Uh-oh. This is gonna need some thinner. Oh, that's so upsetting. Oh, darn. Okay. That changes plans a bit. That's annoying. Okay. That's fine. Okay, let's check the black. Hopefully the black isn't so compromised. I'm just gonna clean off this. It's alright, I'll get a toothpick at it later. That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Hopefully the black is a little bit more usable. Yes, beautiful. Alright. So, that's fine. Just means that the black's going to be a little bit more prominent. Which is really, really okay. Okay. Cool. Probably as much as the pigment that I can get. So we'll wash that black off for now. I'm going to leave that down there. So, cool. Let's grab our new paddle pop and let's see. That's such a shame. I'm going to have to go to Barnes and see what we can do about that. So again, we want to be really slow with this. Because we don't want any bubbles. Oh, look how glossy that black looks. Beautiful. Now, I don't want that to be too transparent, which it isn't, so that is wonderful. I want it to be still quite resin, like without too much liquid pigment in there. That's still a really lovely consistency. Beautiful. I'm gonna brush that off, and then I'm gonna show you. So there's still some bubbles in here again, but it's nice and thick, which is great. So I'm gonna go smack it somewhere else. Again, just to prevent as many damn bubbles as I can. Preventative measures. Ah, it's tireless work. Tireless work. Okay, great, cool. So, here comes the fun part where I kind of try and gauge how little pigment I need to use here. The good thing about this is that because it's not opaque, you can never really go too wrong. So emerald green. So 2 of those. 1 of that. 2 of those. Oops. That's okay. It's gonna darken it up a little bit. So I might put. You know, let's just mix it. Let's give that a go. I'm gonna flip this over to this side. I'll mix that in and see. Ooh, it's really green. That's gorgeous. Look at that. Lovely and green. That's quite nice. Delicious. It's good soup. Alright. Now, wipe this up again. I'm gonna put that back again. Now, here's the fun part. We need some pigment. I'm gonna scooch these over so they're out of that way. I'm gonna scooch that over so it's out of my way, and I'm gonna get a little spoon. Now, this is the black stuff, so we're gonna really carefully put this off. Now, it's not shiny, so I don't want a lot of it. I want, like, honestly, the tiniest bit. But that's probably even too much. I reckon probably about that much. So let's give that a go first. So grab our trusty stick. Do the same side. So we want to mix that in, see how that looks. Again, being really slow and intentional about it, because we don't want bubbles to form. Don't want clumps in it either. Okay, so that's done quite a bit. It's created a bit of a interesting look to our resin there. Oh, so it's darkened it up a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit, which is what we want, because once that black's in, it's really just gonna take over. But we want it to kind of like work together a little. So that's what it looks like now. It's a little darker. So I want to go smack it over here again. Alright, cool. So that's gotten rid of some of these. Now we're really going to carefully put this back. So I'm going to have to wipe this down later. That's fine. Cool. Okay, here comes the fun part. So, what I'm going to do for some of them, I think, is put this stuff in preemptively. Just for some of them. And then some others, I'm going to poke it in there. So maybe so I don't want them too big, to be honest. Now it just naturally just wants to stick to the mold. So I'm gonna do that. We want it pretty loose in there because it's not gonna let the resin in behind it. We also want to kind of do this quickly because we don't have a lot of time to be perfect with this. I'm just trying to tear this up. Cool. So let's dump that in there. Toss that there. Maybe toss that one in. Toss it in. And toss that in. Cool. Cool. I'm happy with that. Right. So here comes the fun part. So we've got way more black than we do green, but that's okay. So ones I know that are going to need a bit of a base is this one. So we're going to pour it in. Now it's naturally when I get it quite in, so we want to kind of get some green in there. I want a little bit of green in every one of them. Cool, so it's going to fill up around the flex. That's a little bit more green. Cool. Now there's no flex in here for now. That's on purpose. So I'm going to put a little bit more green in here. And then we're going to take stock and see what needs more green. So probably this one. About D20. Okay, so that's the green. Now, I'm gonna try and like swirl it so it mixes with the I might do a little bit here. You know what? I might even make that entirely green, to be honest. So I'm swirling my hand a little bit. So we might need my paddle pop here to help push some of this resin out, as it's getting It's getting a little stuck here. That's okay. Alrighty, so this is the point where you kind of panic because you didn't mix enough. Now, it's better to have less than more because ultimately there's going to be leftovers, which isn't ideal. That's okay. It does give us a chance to bring that green back, so I think rather than more black, let's do more green. But our D10 is going to be entirely green, which is not ideal. So we're going to put a little dollop of black in there. Because we only want one of them that's entirely black. But, you know what we could do? We could steal a bit. Steal a little bit. That's gonna look really cool. So, for now, I'm gonna, again, wipe this stick off. Put that back. I'm gonna put the lid back on the black here. Now, because we're panic mixing, we're gonna panic mix into this green. So, that's okay. We want to work as quickly as we can, because ultimately that's curing right now, but that's cool. So I've got B, so I want to, what do I want to do? Oh, panic. Alright, we're okay, cool, we're cool, we're so cool. Okay, so, gosh, can I even see? That's the 20 line. So we don't want that much, to be honest. That's probably enough for what we're after. A little bit of a rescue. Yeah. So while that's kind of turning our green, cool. So what's that gotten us to? That's gotten us to 5. So I think we want to hit 10. Come on, Resin. Thank you. That's probably going to get us to 10, I reckon. There we go. So let's quickly put that back on. And let's put that under. Cool. Great, so what's that gotten us to? We are now on 10. Beautiful. Cool. So we want to get part B now, and we want to really quickly just fill that a little bit. We don't want it. So that's probably enough. Give that a go. Give that a wash. What's that gotten us to? So maybe a little bit more. That's enough, I reckon. Cool. So that'll be enough. Beautiful. So emergency pile, that will be plenty. Now, great. So we've lost a little bit of color, but that's okay. We're gonna mix this first before we do anything here. So I'm gonna get our trusty color back out. So because there's green in here, it's gonna be a little harder to see the cloudiness. But again, we're just gonna really slowly just kind of mix this. Because again, we do not want bubbles. They're probably getting there. Okay, cool. So that's all good. Now I'm gonna go tap that over here. Cool. So that's prevented some of the big ones here. So I'm gonna keep going on that. Great. That's gotten it down quite a bit. Cool. So let's not hit the table and let our resin spill everywhere. That wouldn't be ideal. Cool. So let's put that back and let's really quickly grab some of that emerald and give a bit of a splash in there. Darken it up a tiny bit. So I only want 1 drop. Drop. There we go. That's, I reckon that might be it. That might be as much as we're gonna need. And then I'm gonna add a tiny itty bitty little spoonful of this. Tiny itty bitty little spoonful. So I'm gonna crush some of this up a little. Cool, that's probably enough. Cool. Let's toss that back in there real quick. Put that lid back on really fast. Cool. Alright, so that's what it's looking like so far. Nice and blobby. There. Just like super slowly. I'll do this a little closer. Just really just kind of slowly mix that. Because you do not want the bubbles to pop up. I'm gonna do it over here. Super slowly. Okay. So that color is getting close. So I think I'm gonna stop there for that. Yeah. Wipe that resin. Pulling the sleeve up. Alright, and then we're gonna go tap the bubbles out, because I made more. Great, so that's tapped a lot of the bubbles out. Now, let's go back to pouring. I'm gonna kick my leg over. I'm gonna really carefully finish what we started here. Get that up. That's gonna fill in. That filled up. now we just kind of hope that I've miraculously managed to pour it off. Now I probably have, because I'm gonna put some inserts in here. But I'd rather be safe than sorry. Cool. I might get some black down here if I can. Just to be sure. Gold base is covered. So slow. Come on. There it goes. It's a giant dollop. Boop. Cool. So, we're gonna leave those there now. Now, the fun part. Very expertly, carefully, put some of these gold flecks in there. And I'll try and break up a few so I can get some out here. So let's tear that. Oh no, we don't want that breaking containment. Let's put it there. I want to try and do this carefully because obviously I've got resin here. So let's just tear some of that up. Tear it up. I'm probably thinking, it's probably about the time where you would take your gloves off, but no, we haven't got the lids on yet. This is just stuffing with stuff in there. So it's kind of difficult because I ultimately want to put all of this in there without cutting. So let's just kind of let that in there. Cool. Now that I've got kind of one in there, it's easier to poke more in there. So let's prod it in. Now, I know when I do this for the green, some of this is going to get in there. That's okay. Kind of the fun part of doing this. Doing it this way. The also fun part of not being able to see this is I don't know what's in here now. I don't remember what I put in. So, kind of surprised. Let's shove some more in there, shall we? I'm just going to use whatever we've got. What we've got in there. Cool. I'm kind of like just gently kind of let it sink in there. Cool. So now that there's some green in there, I'm actually not really getting too much black in this green one, which is good. But it's gonna look really cool, I think. I hope. That's just the nature of these things, you know? You don't actually know until you do it. So let's just try and shove that down a bit. Prevent some of these bubbles as well that are forming. There you go. I'm trying to now flatten out the surface, try and prevent any more of these from popping up. Cool. So I'm shoving more into this D20 because I want to try and balloon the liquid size, which is kind of working. Yeah. There. That spoon can now be cleaned off. I'm gonna try and get this as clean as I can. Alright. So this can be encapsulated again. Now here's the scary part. This part's terrifying. This is the part I hate. Gonna be real with you? I hate this part. Actually having to put the lids on? Yuck. Gross. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna make sure that these are nice and tight on my little fingies. They're pretty tight now because they're at resin. Starting to get hot as well. Alright. Beautiful. Beautiful. Cool. Alright, I'm gonna scooch these over. Let's get a dog fur out of the way. It's gonna be stuck on my glove forever now. That's fine. Cool. So, these go in upside down to what you think they should. These are also really notoriously difficult to putting in. I hate it. It's my least favorite thing to do. Causes a lot of resin to spill everywhere. It's really difficult to keep them in there. I hate this. I wish there was an easier way of doing this. There really isn't. You're just gonna kind of carefully ease it in there. Cool, that one's in. This one's always the worst, though it's also the easiest. So let's get that over with, shall we? So you don't actually want to dip it into the resin as much as you possibly can. Cool, that's in. Great, so that's in with minimal damage. Minimal damage. Okay, let's try, this one's also not so bad. As long as you get one in, you're kind of good. The others tend to just... There's a bit of an art to it. You like flick up the sides. This is definitely when like having glasses for this is important, because you don't want the resin to flick in your eyes, but oy, Jesus. That's minimal as. Great. Cool. That's good. Now this one's a little damaged, but that's okay. This is also really, this is one of the more difficult ones. This tends to not want to cooperate sometimes. But it's being nice to me today. It's being really nice to me today. Great. That's good. Good stuff. Alright, let's do the D20. Leave the worst one for last. Now this one should be a bit of a piece of cake. A bit. Maybe not. Sometimes not always a piece of cake. There we go, that's it. The worst for last. Dun dun dun. This one? Pain in the ass. Such a pain in the ass. It doesn't have a tab, so you gotta like jimmy this bastard in there. Oh wow, that's a first. Look at that! Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, these are done. Yay! Yay to me. Yay to me. So I'm gonna pull these out of my handbands. Now that my hand's free, I'm gonna pull these off. I think I might actually end the stream here today, to be honest. Yeah, it's past 2. Past what I normally go to. Alright, cool. Well, thanks for joining us. It's been fun. We're gonna take this off. Yeah. Maybe I will post. Oh, and I found my glove. There it is. Alright, I will post, probably a little later what these look like. They're essentially gonna cure now for 24 hours. Yeah, ideally in a warm spot, but it's a garage, so what can I do? Yeah, so I'm gonna put these a little more scented. I'm gonna put them inside so they can cure in there, and then yeah, see y'all next week. Oh, definitely, yeah, for sure. Alrighty.